Let's get it going. What's going on, Narcolepsy Click? You already know what it is. Your boy, Narcolepsy Boy 94, aka Malik, back here again, doing all out predictions for you guys just hours before the show, literally hours before the show. Probably the biggest pay-per-view of the year so far, maybe other than WrestleMania, with the hype, with the fans coming back and everything, but definitely the most exciting, most anticipated pay-per-view for me, at least by far of the year. We got 10 solid matches on this card. As usual, I always have guests on my show. Alex, been on the channel a couple times before. I better go ahead and let you introduce yourself to everybody, where they can follow you and everything. So, and then we'll get right into these predictions.
All right, perfect. What to do? First of all, thanks for always having me here, Malik. It was always a pleasure being on your show. For those that know me, for those that don't, my name's Alex Vatoloco. You can follow me on Instagram at Alex Vatoloco. Same thing at TikTok, Alex Vatoloco. I do pro wrestling skits, put my opinions about wrestling, or just some random BS if you guys want some good sense of humor.
All right, let's get into the first match. I have all the matches played right here. We'll start with Chris Jericho versus MJF. Jericho loses, he must retire. Give me your prediction on this and your thoughts on the match.
Honestly, originally, I thought Jericho was going to lose, to be honest. I thought Jericho was going to be done for good. But after seeing him and CM Punk together on commentary, I believe it was Rampage. They're on commentary together, where I feel like they're planting the seeds for probably CM Punk versus Jericho down the line.
Yeah.
So I feel like to me, Chris Jericho's gonna win because I don't think he's gonna retire anytime soon. Even if it was a retirement, I'm pretty sure it would be because of his Fozzy tours. But I don't think he's gonna lose. I feel like he's gonna win this match, and because his tours are coming up soon, so I feel like he's gonna take a break. That the fight with MJF got him tired. That he needs to take a breather. That way he could do his tours. But I feel like Jericho's gonna get that W because it's money right there seeing CM Punk and Jericho on AEW. So I'm going with Jericho winning.
Yeah, I had Jericho winning too. Once they added the stipulation, there's no doubt in my mind that Jericho was going to win. Just because he's not ready to hang it up yet. Or, AEW could be a little bit different. They could do a storyline where Jericho could lose and then he could be gone for a little bit, and then maybe next year All Out they can have if Jericho wins, he gets his career back type thing or something like that. You know what I mean? Like down the line. So
no, yeah.
I think Jericho's going to win, though. This will be the end of the feud between him and Moxley. It kind of reminds me of the Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio feud. When Eddie couldn't beat Ray, and obviously Eddie never put his career on the line, but eventually he ended up beating Ray at one point. It took him a while.
Yeah. That's how I feel it.
Story.
Like I said, that's how I feel it's gonna happen. Like it's a stipulation, right? Like of one if he must retire, but especially seeing with CM Punk coming back and all that stuff, like future matches with him and Jericho, I feel like they're gonna make him win. But I feel like maybe they'll do something in Dynamite on Wednesday where Jericho says that fight that he had with MJF took a toll on his body, that he needs to take a break, but he's not retiring. He just needs to take a break. That way he can focus on his Fozzy tours.
Yeah, AEW is really flexible too, so he could do the Fozzy tour and then come back, whenever he wants to come back. So
yeah,
we both got Jericho for the win. Though this should be a pretty good match. Though they've actually had some good matches. I enjoyed.
No, they're very consistent with storytelling. I know some fans nowadays want a lot of spot fest and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong; it's cool and necessary in certain matches. But with Jericho and MJF, they don't need the spots. I know a lot of people say that Jericho has passed his prime and because he doesn't wrestle like he did back in WCW or his early days in WWE. I'm like, his build isn't built like that anymore. He's supposed to be a
50.
Ground gamer now. Yeah. He's 50, but the fact that his ground game is still solid, and his mat base is still good, he can still work a good storyteller. He's a good storyteller. He doesn't have to be super agile anymore. Jericho's still one of the best storytellers of all time.
I like how they have. What I really like about the story is that they have this spaced out. You know what I'm saying? The first match they had was in November of last year. Then they had another one. I think it was like April or somewhere around that time. And then they just had another one, a couple weeks ago. So it's very spaced out.
No, that's what I like about storytelling like this, bro. We know they're rivals, but they don't go back to back pay-per-views. They wrestle like 2 months in a row, take a break from it, like 4-3 months, go back at it again, take another break for another 2-3 months, and okay, we're gonna face each other again. Yeah, they'll bump into each other, backstage or during microphones, but they're not fighting each other consistently on television. That way, we can salivate at the rivalry. That way, the rivalry means something.
Agreed. All right, let's move on to the next match. We got this big tag team match: Orange Cassidy, Wheeler Yuta. Is that how you say his name? Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, Wheeler Yuta.
Chuck Taylor and Jurassic Express versus Matt Hardy, Private Party, and TH2. I think this is I don't know if this is going to be the opening match. I'm not sure.
It looks like it's in the buy-in.
Buyout, yeah. So it's in the buyout right here.
Yeah.
I'm actually a really big fan of Jurassic Express. I'm not gonna lie. I was
Mhm.
rooting for them to win the tag team tournament. I wanted to see them versus the Young Bucks in that cage, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jurassic Express and Orange Cassidy and all those guys for the win.
So same thing. I'm going with Team Babyface. Like right now, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're pushing Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy to the moon. Let's be honest. They're the future of AEW, so you got to keep on pushing them on a consistent basis to win.
All right, let's go to the next one. So we got Paul White versus QT Marshall, aka the Big Show. This is interesting. I think. If I'm not mistaken, the last time Big Show or Paul White had a match was against Randy on Raw. In the episode of
Last
Raw.
year. It was last year.
It was last year during the pandemic. Yeah, so it's been a while. I'm a little excited for this. I want to see what Paul White can do in AEW. I want to see if he still has what it takes to at least. I mean, I know he's older now. He's in this.
Oh yeah.
Definitely going on 50. But I know he's a little older. He had the bad hip and everything for a while. Had to get the hip fixed and everything. But I feel like he may put on a good performance that people may not expect. So I'm gonna. Man, this is a tough one right here. I don't know if they go with the Paul White choice or if he's gonna put somebody over again because Paul White doesn't wrestle much. What do you think? I don't know.
No, in this one, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm not. This is like one of the matches I'm least invested in because they haven't given me a reason to gravitate or be invested in QT Marshall. Paul White, Big Show. I really don't care what I call up. The Big Show's the Big Show. No matter how you feel about him, he still has that name value. Like, oh, what's the Big Show gonna do? And to me, he's arguably one of the greatest big men of all time. The things he's done is. Yeah, he's one of the greatest big men of all time, top 5. Hell, I would even call him as the number 1 greatest big man because of all time. But like I said, I'm not invested in it because of QT Marshall. Like if they'll probably have Big Show win just out of nostalgia factor because as you've been seeing, they haven't really been fully invested with QT Marshall. So I feel like Big Show's going to win just out of nostalgia, and I feel like it's something to give old school fans. They'll be like, hey, yeah, Paul White could still go. Like we know it's just going to be for me, it's a nostalgia match for Paul White. So I think Paul White's going to win.
I'll go with Paul White too. I don't know if he's gonna get like a little push here and there because he hasn't wrestled. I doubt he's gonna wrestle a lot and everything. He'll probably just be like an attraction, or they'll just use him for certain occasions and everything. But I'm gonna go with Paul White here. I'm not like heavy invested into it, but I think the match may be better than people expect it to be. So I'm interested to see what they both can do together. Next one. I'm really excited for this match right here.
So am I.
TNT Championship, Miro versus Eddie Kingston. I do have Miro winning though. They're definitely pushing him to the moon right now. He's probably the most dominant superstar they have right now, and the most believable superstar, if you ask me, when it comes to build and everything. Eddie Kingston will put on a good fight because he has that killer mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to literally kill me to take me out type of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't see Miro losing right now. They're pushing him really hard. Eventually, he's going to be the world champion at some point right now. He's rocking with that TNT championship, but I got Miro for the dub.
No, same thing with me. Like I said, Miro's going to be a monster. Like the last time we saw him as a monster was his first run in WWE when he was going towards the U.S. Championship. Like that's the last time we saw Miro in a dominant position, and I don't think they're going to kill that momentum.
2015, yeah, 2015, yeah.
Yeah, when he was, when he beat Sheamus for the U.S. title. Yeah. So I don't feel like they're going to kill that momentum anytime soon. Like I said, Eddie Kingston's going to tell that great story because he's got that killer be killed instinct. So, he's not going to stop until Miro decimates him. So I feel like if he wrestles Miro, I feel like Miro isn't going to tap him out. I feel like Eddie's not going to tap out. I feel like he's going to pass out. Yeah, he's going to pass out just to show that he has that killer be killed instinct, that he'd rather die than tap out to Miro. So that way, not only does Eddie Kingston look strong in defeat, but it shows Miro in this imposing, factor. And the TNT title isn't seen as a mid-card belt. It's seen as, just that, how the Intercontinental Championship used to be back in the day where it's, that graduation for individuals that once you have that belt, you're going to get elevated to the main event scene once you're done with that belt.
How long do you think you'll hold the championship, the TNT title?
Let's see, we're in August now? I feel like probably till Revolution, till February, I think.
Yeah. You think at some point, I think depending on who the champion is at the time, because he's not going to be the one to take it from Kenny Omega. It'll probably be somebody else. I think maybe at some point they may do like a title versus title, because I know Tony Khan said that he wants the TNT title to be looked at as a main event title too. So I could see them maybe putting the titles together as one, like,
Yeah, one person that I feel like Miro could take it away from him if they do the storyline correctly, because I still feel I'm a firm believer that Hangman Page is going to be the one to dethrone Omega, and I feel like if someone's going to dethrone Hangman Page, it could be Miro.
Okay, Hangman Adam Page. I like Hangman Page. So he was originally supposed to get the shot against Kenny, and then they give it to Christian, which it's not a bad thing. But it seemed like they were going in that direction for Kenny versus Page, and then they have wins and loss records in AEW, so Christian became the number one contender and everything, which is not a bad idea, but it kind of seemed like thrown to the curve.
Yeah, but I feel like with Miro, he's gonna win it easily. He's gonna get elevated as a monster heel for AEW because we already have the top heel in Omega, but we want the monster heel too.
All right, the 21 woman casino battle royal. I think there's one spot that hasn't been filled yet, right? They always
there's one missing spot.
Yeah, so they always have the casino battle royals in one spot that is a surprise. So, is anybody you see winning? Who do you think the surprise may be? You think it'd be somebody big? Or is it gonna be?
I think it could be Ruby Riott.
Yeah, some people have been saying Ruby Riott. I've also heard Mickey James' name being thrown in there too. I've heard Mickey James being thrown in the pot. But I think it could be Ruby Riott because they have. I think I don't know when it was. Maybe it was a couple of months ago when she posted something and fans were speculating on what it was or something like that. Maybe her coming to AEW or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly when that was though. I think it was sometime a couple months ago. Yeah. Some people in the chat are saying AJ Lee. They think it's going to be AJ.
I don't think it's AJ. I think AJ. I'm gonna be realistic. AJ, I feel is genuinely done with professional wrestling. She's a novelist right now. She's more focused on her books and being an advocate for mental health and focus on professional wrestling. So I feel like it's not AJ Lee. I still think it's going to be Ruby Riott, and my pick will either be between Ruby Riott just to get that pop factor or Thunder Rosa because Thunder Rosa has that little beef with Britt Baker.
Yeah, I got Thunder Rosa winning because they got to make that match. I mean, they're the two biggest women in the division right now, if you ask me, and I feel like the match is going to happen at some point. I do think at some point, I think AJ Lee now, I could see her coming back because of CM Punk and AEW and everything. They would have more fun being together in AEW than they would in WWE. Plus, they all come back at some point. They all leave at some point. So I think it'll happen at some point. Just because, I mean, I feel like if Punk's going to be there and he's having fun, she may see that and be like, you know what, if he's having a great time and everything, maybe I should go there and check it out. And plus, she can still do her novel stuff on the side and everything. I'm saying, she can still do all that stuff. But I got Thunder Rosa winning. I'm gonna bounce off you too. I'm gonna say Ruby Riott will be the surprise. But I have heard Mickey James name being thrown in there too. So if Mickey James shows up, I wouldn't be shocked by that because I have seen speculations about that too. So I said they're picking Thunder Rosa or Anna Jay. Okay, those are good predictions.
Anna Jay's an interesting pick.
AEW Tag Team Championship match, steel cage match. First of all, that cage looks crazy.
It's insane. I've seen some images of it. I'm like, what the hell?
It looks pretty dope. Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. This possibly could be match of the night. I mean, the cage looks crazy. I'm expecting some crazy high spot moves. It's. I mean, I can't think of the last time we saw a tag team cage match. It's been a while since the last time I can remember one. I think maybe the Hardys versus the Bar or something like that.
I think so too.
A couple years ago. But for me, I want to see the Lucha Bros win because I really do like the Lucha Bros. I actually thought they were going to become the first AEW Tag Team Champions. So I thought they were going to become the first ones. But I kind of feel like they're keeping on the Young Bucks for now. I think they're still going to push the Elite heavily until they lose the titles. But I'm going to go with the Young Bucks here. I'm rooting for the Lucha Bros though. I want to see the Lucha Bros get it.
No, Macy. So for me, because like I said, y'all know me in the group chat. I said that my favorite tag team of all time right now is the Lucha Bros. I've been a fan of Pentagon since his Lucha Underground days, Phoenix as well.
Yeah.
See, I'm taking a gamble. I'm thinking the Lucha Bros are gonna win because I think, they're 1-for-1 with each other. I think in their big matches.
Are they?
Yeah, I think they're 1-1.
I know they won. Young Bucks won the ladder match, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the first match they fought with each other, that wasn't the ladder match. Lucha Bros won. And then the ladder match was the Young Bucks. That's when I believe Santana and Ortiz interfered.
Okay.
And in this one, I feel like it's just to get that tiebreaker out of the way. I feel like it's for Lucha Bros. I feel like even without the tag team championships, I feel like the Elite's still going to be elite and be heavily pushed. And I feel like I've heard that there's also rumors that they're trying to make 6-man belts in AEW as well.
Trio belts, yeah.
So I feel like it could be a scenario where they could drop the belts, and if they create the trios belt, we know it's going to be Omega and the Bucks getting those belts. So I feel like right now, and it's like I said, it's going to be an amazing match. You said match of the night. It could be a match of the year candidate as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like
you bring up a good point with the trio thing because I forgot about they were mentioning that.
So yeah, I feel like for me it's the Lucha Bros. I'm going with the Lucha Bros. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm still heavily rooting for the Lucha Bros, and I think they could get the W.
I hope you're right. I like to see the Lucha Bros get it. I think the Lucha Bros title reign is long overdue. If you ask me, I think it should happen. It should have been the first ones to win the tag title too. Yes. All right, so next match we have John Moxley. How do you pronounce this guy's name again?
So we got versus Satoshi Kojima.
Okay. I'm not good at pronouncing names sometimes.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts and predictions for this one?
So this one, honestly, it hurts me the most because originally, for those that follow New Japan, it was supposed to be John Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP.
So what happened to that?
Oh, so Tanahashi had visa troubles.
Oh, damn,
because he had visa troubles where California is more lenient. That's why he was in New Japan Resurgence and he was allowed to wrestle in California. But Illinois, immigration stuff is a little bit more tough. So it was hard for Tanahashi to get to Chicago, bro. If it wasn't for the visa issues, bro, we would have had Tanahashi versus Moxley because the story was there. I was at Resurgence watching the show and they were planting the seeds for Tanahashi versus Moxley. So that's why it's not going to happen. I feel like Moxley's going to win. Don't get me wrong. Satoshi Kojima's a legend. If you're a big fan of New Japan, you know that he's
I just sometimes I'm not good at pronouncing those names.
So I feel like John Moxley's going to win only because it was like because last minute for him, we missed out on time.
They'll probably push the match maybe back to Wrestle Kingdom, like Moxley versus Tanahashi or something like that.
If they do Tanahashi versus Moxley at Wrestle Kingdom, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be watching that show just to see how they do it because I wanted to see it at All Out. But at this point, Moxley's going to win just because, it's Moxley right now. Satoshi Kojima doesn't need this W. He's not in any world title pictures at all, so I don't think he needs it.
God, man, that upsets me, man. Just thinking about that now, like... Mm-hmm. Think of how crazy the card would have been if Tanahashi was on there with Moxley and everything else that's on the card too. Oh. Yeah, I'm going John Moxley to take it up too, though, man. I got John Moxley here. I do think the stories because I remember you were at the show, but I watched the show and they were planting the seeds. After he beat Lance Archer for the.
Because Archer beat Moxley. Moxley was hoping that Archer would retain just so they could further their feud, but it's a New Japan belt, and and they wanted to put the story where Tanahashi obtained every single belt there was to obtain in New Japan history because that's the only belt
that's the only belt he had.
He got the never open 6-man, the never title, the IC title, obviously the world title, so he needed the US title. Now he's the Grand Slam. He's the only Grand Slam champion, and actually no, him and Omega are the Grand Slam champions.
So I got Moxley as well too. AEW Women's Championship, Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. I got Britt Baker winning too.
So do I. They're not going to take that belt off of her anytime soon.
Yeah, she's pretty much carrying the women's division right now. She's the most over woman on the division right now.
Oh yeah.
I think. So let's side note. What about Adam Cole? You think Adam Cole is going to AEW? Maybe not tonight, but you think eventually he's going to?
I feel like he is right now, especially when he hinted at his on his Twitch, man, because he likes to stream in game. WWE wouldn't allow him to stream or do streams on his Twitch if he re-signed with WWE. So that was kind of a big thumbs down for him. So I feel like he will come to AEW, but I feel like if he does, it's gonna become where Omega's gonna lose the belt because if you watch the Being the Elite skits, Kenny Omega fired Adam Cole from the Bullet Club and brought in Marty Scurll, and then the Young Bucks killed Adam Cole at a PWG show. So I feel like they're gonna do some stupid skit where they'll rise him up from the dead, and then he's gonna cost the Bucks and probably Omega the belts.
Good storytelling right there. That's longevity right there too, bro. Because that's the one thing about AEW is that they do the longevity storytelling. Like they'll go back from shit like 5-6 years ago that all
Yeah.
adds up to storylines that you can fold into now. So
Mhm.
eventually, though, I do think Adam Cole is going to come. I don't know when though, man. I'm not really sure when.
Worst case scenario, bro, they could elongate it and probably he could probably come till like we're in August. Oh, no, we're in September now. We got 3 months to the year, and it's probably beginning of 2022. He should come, or if they really want to stretch it that long, bro, he could come in at Double or Nothing in May if they really wanted to stretch this shit.
That could be something right there. All right, AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. This also has a candidate to be match of the night. They had a great match on Rampage for the Impact Championship. I do have Kenny Omega winning though. Just like I had Christian taking the Impact title from him, it was a way to get the belt off Kenny. But Kenny right now is the guy right now, and I feel like Christian isn't going to be the guy to take it from him. I do think it will be a great match. Like I said, possibly match of the night. But I do got Kenny winning at some point. Just don't know. I don't know like when he's gonna drop the title. I don't know who you said Hangman Page, but I could feel like it could be CM Punk as well. Now that CM Punk's back, like you need a big name to hold the title, so it wouldn't surprise you because we're CM Punk versus Kenny Omega is also huge. That's a box office match that'll happen eventually. But I'm going with Kenny to win though. I got Kenny Omega. Who do you got?
No, so am I, bro. Like I said, same scenario as you. Same thing. They took off the Impact World title from him just so we can focus again on the AEW World title. And like I said, Omega's the guy right now. Well, whatever your feelings are towards them, you already know me. I'm not a big fan of the Elite for my own reasons, but you can't deny the fact that Omega's a guy, amazing, talented, one of the best in the world right now. So I feel like they're going to keep it for a while. He's going to keep it until either CM Punk or I'm still going with the idea of Hangman Page. So I feel like Omega's going to retain easy.
All right, and last match we got CM Punk versus Darby Allin. The big return after 7 years gone. The most anticipated match on the card. This to me will probably be the main event. I would say the world title would be the main event, but just because number one, CM Punk has a wrestled for 7 years, and number two, they're in Chicago.
Yeah,
it makes sense for it to be the main event. I have CM Punk winning as well. I would have Darby Allin winning, but it's just because, like I said, it's in Chicago and everything, the circumstances. I just feel like CM Punk's gonna get that win. But I think it'll be in a way where Darby Allin will look very strong and he'll look very good. So when he loses, it won't hurt him at all in any type of way. Excuse me. Go ahead.
So same thing with me. CM Punk, I feel like is going to win. Like you said, how long has it been? Where 7 years it's been? Because throughout that entire 7 years, man, it was the biggest meme in pro wrestling. Like, oh, CM Punk's return is imminent. CM Punk's return is imminent. And now finally, where it happened, all the people that were like they moved on from Punk. It's like me, one of them, where I was a big fan of Punk. Once the summer of Punk started, I'm like, oh shit, and then I felt bummed out once he left, and then I became hopeless, and I'm like, he's not coming back, I'll just move on. And then seeing him like this, I was more of a loss for words, like, oh shit, it actually happened. And I feel like he's gonna win. I feel like the way they'll probably do it is make him look strong and make him take like probably 2 or 3 coffin drops, that way he looks like he looks stronger. And then not only that, but it shows Darby Allin can keep up with with a legend. At this point, CM Punk is a legend.
Yeah.
In the business. So I feel like it's gonna also elevate his stock that he'll be able to keep up with CM Punk, especially if they do like a 30-minute match, bro. It'll show that Darby Allin is going to be a main eventer, but also CM Punk can still go.
I have 2 scenarios for this match.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, CM Punk and Darby Allin have a great match. CM Punk wins. Daniel Bryan comes out at the end. They have this little stare down or interaction, whatever you want to call it. 2, CM Punk and Darby Allin have a great match. Daniel Bryan costs CM Punk the match. Darby Allin wins. That sets up a feud between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk right off the bat. Because they could bring him in. They could bring Daniel Bryan to heel for all we know. I mean, we don't know yet. But those are the 2 scenarios that I have that I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm. And if they do that scenario, bro, it's gonna be a win-win for the fans, bro, because they're gonna celebrate at the idea, especially if you're old Ring of Honor fans. They turn Daniel Bryan heel. He's gonna be the American Dragon.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because CM Punk did an interview yesterday, and he said that he wants to face the Young Bucks, and he's a tag team partner, and he said that he wants to team up with the American Dragon, which is Daniel Bryan from Ring of Honor days. So I mean, the seeds have been planted too much. The rumors are getting too strong too, kind of like CM Punk coming back.
Yeah, and also TNT and all that stuff have pretty much confirmed with AEW that they don't want surprise returns. They want to be fully aware of it because they got pissed off when they didn't tell them about Sting coming to AEW. Where it was just a surprise turn. They got upset about it, and that's why they announced like Paul White, Christian, and all of them ahead of time. Be like, okay, these are the people that are coming.
Yeah, big money. I mean, money draws.
Yeah, so they're doing. I think with Daniel Bryan pretty much hinting at it. I'm like Rampage, like yes, and CM Punk's like that's someone else's shtick. I'm pretty sure he'll do it soon. His interview with Renee Young. So I feel like it's hit. I think it's for sure. I think he's guaranteed to come to AEW now at this point.
Yeah, it's. I think it's happening tonight. I think it's happening tonight, all out in Chicago, Illinois. It's just the seeds have been planning too much. Like I said, the rumors are getting too strong. And I think that will be the main event. So Daniel Bryan's return to wrestling because we haven't seen him since he lost to Roman Reigns on the episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I feel like Daniel Bryan probably feels like he has nothing to prove in WWE anymore. He's done everything there is to do, and maybe he wants to get back to. I don't know, like how CM Punk was. Maybe be happy in wrestling again. You know what I'm saying? Be have the free because they're really hardcore wrestling fans. You know what I mean? Like they want to, they loved the independent circus and I guess you say more of the freedom when it comes to creative process and everything, creative control and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody says, "Why does TNT hate surprises?" That's good.
It's because it's a television thing. They want to see the ratings, man.
Yeah, I mean, ratings mean everything, you know what I mean? So, like, that's why if you look at the CM Punk stuff, they never announced it, but they kind of planted the seeds.
Hinted.
Yeah. So, that way people were like, oh, maybe he does show up, That way when Rampage happened, I'm saying you had to watch Rampage. Like, what? Like, the rumors are getting too strong. Like, I have to see if he's really going to be here. And then, boom, he was there. So, those are the All Out predictions, guys. Some people are asking, how do you watch the show? You can either watch it on Bleacher Report or Fight TV. You order it. I think it's $50 for the pay-per-view right there.
Yep.
FightTV.com or Bleacher Report to go watch the pay-per-view. 8 p.m. time, depending on what time zone you're in. West Coast time will be 5 p.m. East Coast time, 8 p.m. But I'm excited for the show, though. I'm really excited. Give me the 3 matches you're most excited to see on the card.
For me, obviously, Punk versus Darby, because we're gonna see CM Punk come back to the ring, and we're like, oh shit, it's been a while. For me, obviously, anytime the Lucha Bros wrestle, I'm gonna be excited for the Lucha Bros and the Bucks, and Christian versus Kenny, because they did a hell of a banger at freaking at Rampage. So what makes me think that they're not gonna do it again?
Mine are the same matches, but I'll throw in a different one. I'll say another one, Miro versus Eddie Kingston. I'm really looking forward to that match a lot for the TNT Championship. So make sure you guys go tune into All Out. Appreciate you guys for interacting in the comment section. See a bunch of you guys' stuff real quick. If you guys want, go ahead and drop. I answered 3 questions for you guys real quick. Go ahead and drop just three of the best questions if you want to. MJW Squad said, me, I'm going to cry when CM Punk's wrestling again. I want to see his gear. I want to see what type of gear he's going to come out with.
Yeah, if he's going to go traditional trunks or are we seeing tights? That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe come back in the shorts. You film from the Ring of Honor Day. Like, come back with the shorts, or is he going to have the trunks?
If he comes back with shorts, bro, I'm going to mark out if he comes back with the old Ring of Honor short style.
I think he's going to have the trunks, so I think I remember he said in the interview with Renee Young that he was dieting so he could fit into the trunks and everything. He says underwear, as we said. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back in the trunks. But if he comes back in the shorts, though, bro, that's gonna be crazy. Imagine if he comes back with the shorts and the blonde hair. He got the blonde hair. He
bleaches his hair. Damn.
That'd be crazy, man. That'd be crazy. If you guys have 3 questions, you guys can drop 3 questions real quick.
Yeah, ask him.
It could be about it could be about anything. What match you're looking forward to the most? If I had to pick one match, I would say CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
So everyone's excited about CM Punk versus Darby Allin. We want to, like us fans, want to see him succeed, and I'm pretty sure there's all those haters that want to see him fail. I already know that.
Yeah, CM Punk versus Darby Allin's the most. But since that's the obvious answer, I'll say
I'm going Bucks and Lucha Bros.
Bucks and Lucha Bros.
That's for me.
I say Christian and Cage and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title. That would be like one of the matches that I'm really excited to see. I mean, obviously CM Punk Darby Allin, that's it's like a big deal because of CM Punk and everything, but just the fact that Christian and Kenny had that incredible match on Rampage, I'm very excited to see what they do tonight. So somebody said, imagine if you use his old finisher, the Shiny Wizard. Oh, the Shiny Wizard. Sorry, it's the Shiny Wizard.
Yeah.
Do you think Bray and Bryan is coming to AEW at All Out tonight? If they do, I think so. I think Bray Wyatt is coming to AEW. I don't know about Braun Strowman though.
I've heard Braun Strowman rumors have been more towards Impact Wrestling than AEW.
And I've heard WWE wants Braun Strowman back too. So, maybe AEW and WWE and Braun Strowman try to work out some type of deal where he can come back.
Yeah,
but I definitely think Bray Wyatt will be coming to AEW. He won't be able to use the Fiend character though because the Fiend is owned by WWE. So I'm sure Bray Wyatt is very creative when it comes to wrestling. So he'll come up with a different character that will probably blow our minds away. So I mean,
so yeah, with Bray Wyatt, I feel like his is certain, his is eminent that he's coming to AEW. Whether what persona he's gonna do, either way he's gonna thrive. If Braun Strowman comes, bro, I'm not even gonna be upset at all. Who's gonna be upset at Braun? I'm like, oh shit, Braun Strowman's gonna come in. Any surprises? I'll be like, fuck. But either way, Bray Wyatt, I'll be excited to see him. Braun Strowman, either way, I'm gonna be excited. But like I said, Braun is more up in the air. Like Malik said, WWE want to re-sign him. AEW, I'm pretty sure they're going to offer him a good amount of change, especially since WWE kind of were shady with Braun Strowman and just released him out of the blue.
They never even really they ruined his push too. To be honest, I mean, they never really fully pushed him the way he should have been. I mean, Braun Strowman could have been. If he goes to AEW or Impact, just watch how they push him. He'll be pushed as a freaking monster. I'm saying,
yeah, they'll push. They'll give him the Miro push, bro. He'll be fucking shred through everybody, bro, and. They'll give him like the 1997 Kane push where he'll be this monster where he doesn't really need the belt, but he's just a behemoth of destruction.
Forces be reckoned with. All right. This is the last one. Do you see Malachi Black and Bray Wyatt in a feud? That would be incredible. I don't know if you guys remember the twist that Malachi Black did when he got released, but he talked about the creative ideas that he had, the creative ideas that he had, with pitching the idea to him working with Bray because he still has been he's still been using the eye injury as part of his gimmick and everything. And when when Buddy Murphy took out his eye, he was trying to come after. I can't remember how he did it, but it would all lean back to the Fiend because the Fiend was responsible for making Seth lose his mind, and Seth had to turn into the Messiah, and then the Messiah was responsible for the injury of Malachi Black's eye. So the storyline all added up together, but they're about to push Malachi Black too, like crazy. And I think a feud between him and Bray Wyatt would be money in AEW.
So for a question from me real fast, where can I see AEW All Out in Mexico? Get the Fight TV app or go on Bleacher Report Live, go on their website. If you're like out of the country, I would recommend using Bleacher Report Live because it's the internet. So, use those sites to, get the video because obviously remember your options are pay-per-view, pay-per-view, Fight TV, or Bleacher Report. If you're from a foreign country, I would say go to Bleacher Report. That's probably your safest bet. If Fight TV isn't in your place, Bleacher Report you could probably use.
Somebody said, Malik said I blame Brock. You can't blame Brock for
those early releases, bro. WWE is the one giving them the money, and let's be honest.
It's not like Brock called them and said, "Hey, get rid of all these people." So
and I'll be 100% real with you. If I was in that position where Brock Lesnar were, if I was Brock Lesnar, they offered me like that X amount of money, I wouldn't say no.
Exactly. I'm saying plus they were always going to bring him back at some point. They were not going to let Brock Lesnar go somewhere else if the opportunity presented themselves. I'm saying they. How Vince McMahon loves Brock Lesnar. They weren't gonna allow that to happen. So I mean, nope. Plus Brock Lesnar's a box office attraction too, whether people like him or not. He draws money. So I mean, you can't blame one person for his comeback. I mean, they offered him the money, whatever the deal was. They offered him a deal, and he said yes. So I mean, that's all that it takes right there. So, all right, guys, appreciate you guys for interacting in the chat. Thanks for all the questions. Once again, Alex, appreciate you being on. You can plug in your
brother.
Plug your social media stuff again to everybody where they can follow you. Make sure you guys follow right here.
All right. Once again, Malik, thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be in your podcast. For those who want to follow me, Alex Vataloco, either on Instagram or TikTok. And, I'm going to do some more live. I'm probably do a live reaction. Who knows? But either way, follow me there. Again, Malik, I appreciate it, brother.
Make sure you guys give him a follow. Go check him out, man. Appreciate you for being on, man.